We are looking at the Hialeah industrial submarket where we have 1,684 industrial properties, 54 that are actively for sale right now. In the past 3 months, we've actually closed 60. So that's a pretty interesting indicator. Sold more in the last 3 months that we actively have on the market right now. As far as leasing, we have 84 that are actively for lease and 19 that have been leased in the last 3 months. As far as the leasing, we are at $15.62 a square foot. That's up a little less than 1%, about 0.6% since last year. As far as the market rate on leasing, you can see that it took a little bit of a downturn and it's somewhat flat for the last few quarters. The expectation is that somewhere in about the second, maybe third quarter, it'll start to pick up again and move. As the blue line is the indication of where we are. So as you can see, they'll probably cause a little bit of lag going further, and you'll see that in the next slide. So as that correction usually takes place, we went from the last quarter of being in the 7 to 8 months to get things leased out. Right now, we're about 2.5 months in the Hialeah area. On the dollar per square foot on sales, we're at $220. That is up 5.7%, so that's pretty consistent. You can see that we've been flat probably for the last 2 quarters, and that is going to carry out until about the third, maybe fourth quarter before it starts to move back up again and start increasing overall. As far as the properties that are outperforming the rest, the 4 and 5 star, that's usually the newer, larger stuff, is at about $300 a square foot, outperforming the other ones. On the cap rate, we are at 6%. That has been flat for the last year. The expectation is that that is going to remain relatively flat until the throughout 26, and then it'll start to move its way down in 27, again in line with the expectations of price increases in that area. As far as the trades were anywhere from about a 4 to an 8% cap, so there were some good investment opportunities in that area. As far as the best cap rate performers, the 1 and 2 star, the smaller product, older product, is significantly outperforming the other two classes out there. Now, the last interesting note here was of the 103 transactions that were sold within the last year, only 49 were listed. That means that more than half of those properties sold were not on the market. And as we know, properties that sell from owner to owner tend to sell for less than market value, anywhere from 20 to 30% below market value. So if you are thinking about selling, reach out to us. Let us know. We'd be happy to tell you what your property is worth and what's the best way to get the most product or the most money for your building.